Welcome back to PSC Tech Byte. This week I want to talk with you about how you can manage versions of files in SharePoint Online using the Microsoft Graph. In fact, SharePoint Online and OneDrive provide support for handling versions of files. And through the Microsoft Graph, you can easily get the list of versions for a specific file, or you can get a specific version, and eventually you can get access to the content of a specific version of a file, as well as you can restore a file to a specific version. You can easily do that using the Drive APIs and the Sites API in Microsoft Graph. And in the upcoming demo, I'm going to show you how you can do that in practice. So this is the entry point in the Microsoft Graph documentation where you can find additional information about the Drive item version resource type. And here you can see the available options. So you can list, you can get versions, you can get the content of a version, and you can restore a specific version. Just for the sake of making an example, here I have a website, a SharePoint Online site, and this document is a bunch of versions in it. As you can see, we already have 6 versions for this file. If I go to the Graph Explorer, I can easily access the site collection where I have the library and the document that I want to play with. So, for example, I can target the sites endpoint, I can provide the name of the host in SharePoint Online, and I can provide the relative path of my site, which is Graph Samples. By doing that, I can get access to the site, and using that information, I can get the site ID so that I can replace this relative path with the actual ID of my site and get back that site. And in the drive root of that site, so /drive/root, I can get the information about the root, which is the shared document folder and library in my site, and I can easily access that specific file. So I can provide the name of the file, the relative path of the file, with the URL encoded format, so sample document 01.pdf. This is the relative path of my file, and here I have access to the file, and I can see what the ID is for my file, so that again I can go back to the drive and I can access the collection of items of my drive, providing the ID of the file. And once I've done that, once I have a reference to that specific item ID, I can also get the versions of that file simply by adding the /versions entry point to the URL of my Graph Explorer. So let me run this one, and as you can see, I have 6 versions of my file. Of course, I can access a specific version of the file, so for example version 5.0, just for the sake of making an example, and I will get just that one. But I can also do more. I can get the specific content of the file, and in order to do that, I will switch to Fiddler in order to show you the actual response that you get back from the Graph API. So let me go here and let me make a request for a GET request for the ID of that file, and I want to get the content of that specific file. Of course, I will have to provide the bearer token for the request, and the bearer token can be retrieved from here in the UI of the Graph Explorer, and then I can execute my request. As you can see, I get back a 302, so a 302, and I will get back the location of the actual file, which will represent the binary content of that specific version that I'm requesting from Microsoft Graph. Moreover, I can also restore a specific version, so I can make a post request, and instead of asking to get access to the content, I can say restore version for that specific version. And by making such kind of request, I will get back a 204 no content response. But if I go back to the Graph Explorer, we can see that in the list of versions now, for that specific file, we have one additional version, which is the one I just restored. And in fact, if I go back to SharePoint Online, I can see that I have 7 versions and one has just been restored right now. So really simple and easy to do, but really powerful for your business solutions. Like always, thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.